guards is to contain the basketball. So I think that was a part of it. I also think we had an intention to double team less, keep us out of rotations as much as we've been in, and that also helps you on the boards. Those are probably the two biggest factors.
How do you see some of that translating over to this Memphis team?
Yeah, obviously Adams is one of the best offensive rebounders in the game, and they're a great paint attacking team. The containment piece is is one way to try to minimize damage on the glass. They had 18 the first time we played these guys. There's an element of throwing size out there, and there's an element of using your speed to keep the ball out of the paint to help yourself on the glass. So we're looking at both of those.
Frank, I know we've talked so much about lineups this year. Are you at a point where you want to kind of see something for a little bit now, or are you going to keep potentially mixing it back?
We'll see it 30 minutes before the game.
I think we've asked this of you, but sort of more specifically, you guys track individual efforts, maybe before and after halftime, and if you do, what do you think of kind of Russ's third quarters and maybe over the last 7 games, maybe some NBA points in the third quarter? Is there any way for you guys to keep track of that and sort of evaluate the adjustments there?
Yeah, we track pretty much everything there is to be tracked. So does the league also now. I mean, the league's tracking loose balls and charges and all that stuff as well. So all that stuff gets tracked. In terms of Russell's third quarter, other than just that's been his spot to really to choose to impose his will on the game. Of late, he's been a spectacular for us in that regard, and I don't think it's anything more than that. And aside from what I said the other night, like he plays more minutes in the first and in the third, than the second and fourth, typically because that's when he, gets his rest within our rotation. So I think it's a combination of those two things.
Two questions. Considering what's happening in Chicago, is there anything different that you guys
Yeah, we're just continuing to encourage the booster, encourage to, exercise, everything that goes into prevention, just the washing the hairs and washing the hands, wearing a mask, all those types of things. How concerned am I? It's just kind of wait and see. You hope for the best. Hopefully it doesn't come to our group, and ask our guys to just be as responsible as possible. Yeah, I feel good about where I'm at with knowing how to use those guys, at least in the rotation standpoint. Those guys, the big minutes guys, they like to have a feel for when they're going in and out of the game, and obviously you extend that if a group is on a run or if a player's going or whatnot. So I got a good feel for what their rotation looks like game to game, and we're continuing to grow their responsibilities and spacing and what their night looks like in those possessions where they're off the ball. Those guys are used to having the ball. So I think that's growing every game. It really is. And we're seeing it. We continue to highlight it in our film sessions. And, but I have a good feel for it.
How much leeway do you give yourself to continue to do that?
Really, as long as it takes. Honestly, I would have hoped that I had landed on something by now. But we're currently on a 1-game win streak, And that's not enough for me to say we finally found our traction. You know what I mean? So, you know, we're going to continue to look at whatever lineups are going to work and whatever, you know, style, AD at the 4, AD at the 5, you know, which shooting guard we're going to throw in there, you know, to complement those guys. And, you know, it's something that we'll continue to evaluate till we find something that we feel good about. Obviously, you know, Trevor coming back when he gets healthy will be a big part of that. And, you know, hopefully we can lock into something. No. No. Yeah, he's you know, like I said, he had the practice the other day. We got into live action for the first time. We're hoping to have him excuse me. We're hoping to have him you know, potentially practice with the G League next week on a day where we may not be practicing. You know, if that's necessary for him to get more live work. You know, so it's just we're trying to get that, you know, ramped up as quickly as possible, but you know, no real update on the exact timeline.
This is the second time you played this time against Memphis. Totally different team. So how do you prepare and how did you play the first time against this?
Yeah, well, it's obviously very different without Ja, and you know, credit to Coach Taylor for doing a wonderful job. You know, just with the next man up and getting these guys to play at a super high level when you lose your best player. You know, I think Taylor Jenkins is one of the bright coaches in this league, and you know, this stretch of their season is indicative of that. You know, they're different because you don't know where the attack is really coming from. You know, they got 6 players in double figures over this 6-game stretch, and you know, they're all playing with confidence. You know, they're defending at a super high level, and you know, that's the reason they're having a lot of success. Yeah.